Welcome to Battle of the Blockchains, the first ever community-driven crypto competition. In this episode, we have the battle for cross-border payment supremacy. XRP taking on Stellar Lumens. Now, if you're new here, how this works is we will compare these two assets across 5 criteria. Number 1, community engagement. 2, unique innovations. 3, performance. 4, accessibility. And 5, adoption potential. My job is to rate each chain across these categories, and at the end of every video, it is up to you to decide the winner. The coin with the most votes in the comments will advance to the next round. Let's get right to it. XRP was created in 2011 by 3 software engineers, David Schwartz, Arthur Brito, and Jed McCaleb. Their goal was to create an asset that could deliver peer-to-peer payments much like Bitcoin, but on a much larger scale and for a fraction of the cost. A few years later in 2014, Jed McCaleb would venture off to create another payment system in the form of Stellar Lumens. When you look at the code of these projects, there are a lot of similarities, but when you really break it all down, how well do these assets match up? When it comes to community engagement, XRP to date has surpassed 4.2 million total active wallets. Stellar Lumens, as of April, has surpassed 7 million total active wallets. The social category is where XRP unsurprisingly dominates XLM. In Q1, XRP had surpassed 2.6 billion social media engagements, while XLM only had 429 million. So, in the community category, we have to give the green check mark to both chains. The performance category is where we take a look at 4 metrics: all-time high, ROI, peak transaction volume, and transaction speed. Both XRP and XLM set all-time highs in January of 2018. XRP $3.84, XLM 96 cents. The return on investment for XRP is 8,500%, while XLM nets you 3,400%. Peak transaction volume in April of 2021, XLM processed $389 million. However, in February of 2022, XRP processed a whopping 4.4 billion. Lastly, when it comes to transaction speed, XRP can process up to 1,500 transactions per second. However, XLM tops out at 5,000 transactions per second. So when it comes to performance, XRP takes the category 3-1, making our score after 2 rounds XRP 2, XLM 1. For Stellar, it all starts with Protocol 19, which was designed to create a secondary payment channel on Stellar capable of even higher volume transactions. Developers on Stellar used Protocol 19 to develop a prototype called Starlight that was capable of processing 1.1 million payments per second. Stellar also supports Soraband, which is a smart contract platform that uses WASM and Rust, 2 of the most popular coding languages. Lastly, Stellar has developed a simple method for tokenization of multiple financial assets through asset issuance. The way it works is by creating issuing and distribution accounts with pre-established liquidity between them. So let's say you want to set up a payroll account for your business, a CBDC for your country. You could set aside a large sum of money of which predetermined amounts would be drawn and distributed. On the XRP side, we have the XRP ledger, which can only be described as the ultimate consensus protocol. The goal of the XRP ledger is to obtain unanimous agreement for every transaction on the ledger. Within the ledger are validators that represent the network and gather the consensus for each transaction. The key edge here is, as opposed to other consensus mechanisms, is that new transactions can draw information from previous ones in order to streamline the process. When it comes to processing payments, this is a huge advantage to have. Next to that, we have RippleNet. RippleNet is the software that the company Ripple uses to connect various financial institutions to the XRP ledger. It offers 3 unique services: XCurrent, which is an API that allows banks to process payments much faster; XRapid, which provides the ODL or on-demand liquidity feature that XRP and Ripple are known for. This allows banks to use XRP as an alternative way to move liquidity at much cheaper rates. And then there is XVIA, a smaller scale payment service focused more so at retailers and merchants. In addition to this, we cannot forget about XLS20, which is the protocol for minting and issuing NFTs on the XRP ledger. So when it comes to innovation, we're simply looking for it to be there, and clearly we can see that both these assets are paving their own ways forward. So for this category again, I think we have to give the green check mark to both chains, bringing our score after 3 rounds to XRP 3, XLM 2. This brings us to round 4, accessibility. Here's where things get a bit interesting. For XLM, they have had the benefit of being listed on multiple top-tier exchanges. You can get the asset at various ATM locations thanks to partnerships with CoinCloud and CoinMe. Stellar is also accepted as a payment method at 800 merchants around the world through more than 30 different payment gateways. In the case of XRP, due to the SEC, the number of places retail investors can buy the token is very slim. There's a number of native wallets, but some would say they are not that user-friendly. The upside is that thanks to integrations from BitPay and Now Payments, more merchants are starting to accept XRP. With that, in terms of accessibility, XLM would have the slight advantage here, bringing our score to XRP 3, XLM 3 as we head into the final round. So let's start with XRP. The biggest feather in the cap for them would have to be its various banking relationships, specifically those using RippleNet. And now that the world is moving towards ISO, and with Ripple being first, they will obviously lead the pack. Unfortunately, the current legal battle in the United States is having a negative impact on investor sentiment around the token. On the other hand, Ripple as a company is still thriving in various parts of the world, and the XRP ledger itself works just fine. So fundamentally, there is no stopping XRP. It's just going to take a bit longer for that to be reflected in the price. For Stellar Lumens, the picture is a bit clearer. Things like being on the CFTC advisory board and working with the United Nations are good indicators of how major players view the technology. Stellar seems to line up with what the largest financial markets are leaning towards, CBDCs and tokenization. They are also one of the few figures in Congress pushing forward the discussion around stablecoins. So when you compare the two horizons, it appears that the less risky bet could be Stellar Lumens, giving them the last green check mark and bringing our final score to XRP 3, XLM 4. So Stellar wins the points, but in this competition, the winner is ultimately decided by you. The chain with the most comments will advance to the next round where they have to take on the Big B. But that's all for this one. As always, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'm Wade Teamer, and I'll see you in the next battle.